Silence is your loudest weapon. It's how you'll conquer without saying a word, starting today. You'll learn to command respect, influence outcomes, and inspire loyalty, not through grand declarations, but through an unspoken authority that shifts everything around you. This isn't some mystical secret, nor is it a trick of manipulation. This is a promise, not for a distant future, but for the profound impact you can begin to feel, to measure. Even before the sun fully rises tomorrow, we're talking about a quiet revolution in your presence, your decisions, and your unwavering focus. How do you project that kind of power without uttering a single command? What hidden triggers within yourself unlock this silence? You'll want to stay for the biggest game changer coming up. So go ahead, subscribe to Zig Ziglar Success Principles right now. Hit that bell, and while you're there, a quick like tells the algorithm this content is too important to bury. Click and come back, because the practical part starts in seconds. Most people wake up already losing. They grab their phone, scroll through endless feeds, and let the notifications dictate their first thoughts. They react. They chase. They start their day on defense, a slave to the urgent demands of others. They believe productivity means tackling the inbox first, or racing to catch up. But that's a common error. It's not about waking up earlier. It's about waking up with purpose. It's not about doing more. It's about doing what matters most first. This isn't about speed. It's about direction before action. Your first hour is the boardroom of your day. It's where you set the agenda, not just for tasks, but for your internal state. Here's a simple protocol to reclaim it. First, tonight, before you sleep, decide your one sacred, non-negotiable morning ritual for tomorrow. Second, when you wake, resist the urge to touch your phone. Leave it charging across the room. Third, immediately execute that chosen ritual for 5 to 10 minutes. Fourth, take 1 minute to simply acknowledge the calm you've created. Think about Sarah, a busy marketing manager in Atlanta. She used to hit snooze 5 times, then rush straight to her emails, feeling overwhelmed before her coffee was even ready. Now, she spends 7 minutes with a journal, outlining her top priority for the day. Not even a full plan, just the one big thing. Her team has noticed a difference. She's calmer, more decisive, less flustered by sudden crises. Her presence has shifted. That small, silent act changed her entire day's vibration. What's that one sacred act for you? Jot it down now, because the real power isn't just starting right. It's sustaining that internal calm when the world gets loud. Many believe influence comes from assertiveness, from proving your point in every discussion. They push, they argue, they try to convince, but that approach often meets resistance, creating friction instead of connection. True authority is felt, not fought. It's not about winning every debate. It's about cultivating an internal sanctuary of discipline and calm. It's about understanding that your most powerful statements are the ones you never make, the ones communicated through your unwavering focus and consistent delivery. Impact is not about volume, it's about vibration. You project power not by what you say, but by the quiet confidence of your actions. To harness this, you need a different kind of inner dialogue. Stop the self-criticism. Change the script. Instead of dwelling on what you didn't do, shift your internal dialogue, transforming self-criticism into honest self-appreciation for every small victory. Did you stick to your morning ritual today, even for 5 minutes? That's a win. Did you choose patience over impulse in a tough moment? That's progress. This isn't self-delusion. It's strategic self-encouragement. Here's how to practice it. First, at the end of each day, list 3 small wins, no matter how tiny. Second, for each win, identify why it mattered to your values. Third, mentally replay how you felt achieving it. Fourth, before sleep, affirm that these small victories are building your silent strength. Consider a small business owner in Austin struggling with cash flow. He used to beat himself up over every missed sale. After adopting this practice, he started celebrating small wins, a clear conversation with a client, a 10-minute focus block on his books, even just sending out a difficult email. Gradually, his internal state shifted. He wasn't magically making more money overnight, but he was making clearer decisions, and his team felt his renewed, calm resolve. He started attracting better opportunities. This isn't about external image. It's about an eager want within yourself to live up to your highest ideals, day after day. Are you ready to reprogram your inner voice? Because the biggest obstacle to your silent power often lives between your own ears. The biggest obstacle to your silent power often lives between your own ears. But there's another, equally insidious trap. The belief that you must be constantly available, always reacting, always on. Most people let their day be dictated by external forces, by the ping of an email, the buzz of a text, the urgent request that pulls them away from what truly matters. They mistake busyness for impact, reacting to every incoming wave instead of steering their own ship. This isn't about productivity, it's about constant distraction. It's a common error to believe that being responsive to everyone means you're effective for anyone. But it's not about answering every call. It's about choosing your focus. Your time isn't a commodity to be given away. It's a finite resource to be strategically invested. This isn't about being unreachable. It's about making your priorities impenetrable. If it's not on the agenda, it doesn't exist. Your power grows not from how many fires you put out, but from how few you allow to start. Here's a simple protocol to build that impenetrable focus. First, identify your one most important task for the day, the one thing that moves the needle furthest. Second, block out a non-negotiable 30 to 60 minutes on your calendar for only that task. Treat it like a client meeting you absolutely cannot miss. Third, during this sacred time, turn off all notifications, phone, email, social media. Close every tab not essential to your focus. Fourth, communicate this focus time to your team or family with a simple, "I'll be fully focused on X for the next hour, then I'll be available." Consider David, a freelance graphic designer in Denver. He used to feel overwhelmed, constantly jumping between client messages and design work, often losing hours to just checking his inbox. He implemented this focus block, putting up a physical deep work sign on his office door. Initially, some clients were confused, but soon they saw his output improve dramatically. He delivered higher quality work consistently. His clients didn't just respect his boundaries, they respected his results. That quiet, focused commitment spoke volumes. What's one distraction you can eliminate for 30 minutes tomorrow to protect your most important task? Decide that now, because true influence isn't about being present everywhere. It's about being profoundly present where it counts. But even with this newfound clarity and internal calm, there's a deeper truth about influence most people miss, a fundamental assumption about power that actively holds them back. Many believe that to conquer, to lead, to truly influence means to dominate, to win every argument, to assert your will over others. We chase external validation, promotions, visible wins, thinking these are the badges of true authority. This is a trap. This pursuit often leads to exhaustion, to friction, to a constant battle for control that drains your energy and alienates those you wish to inspire. It's a common error to equate power with force or manipulation. This isn't about overpowering anyone. It's about self-mastery that creates an irresistible gravitational pull. Your true power isn't in forcing compliance from others, but in arousing an eager want within yourself to live up to your highest ideals day after day. This internal alignment, this unwavering commitment to your own principles, is what others truly respond to. Your presence, infused with this quiet resolve, becomes an invitation, not a demand. You don't need to shout to be heard. Your consistency, your focus, your calm speaks for itself. It's about becoming the kind of person others naturally want to follow, not because you command them, but because you inspire them. Are you ready to truly lead from within? To understand that influence is an echo of your own integrity? Because the real battle for power is won silently, inside you, long before any word is spoken. Yet, even with that understanding, many still fall into the trap of seeking external validation. We crave the attaboy from the boss, the public recognition, the social media likes that fuel our sense of worth. We measure our impact by how others react, constantly adjusting our sails to catch the wind of popular opinion. This makes our power fragile, dependent on forces outside our control. We become performers, not genuine leaders. Does this sound familiar? Are you constantly checking for approval, letting external metrics dictate your inner peace? But your true authority isn't granted by applause. It's grown from an unshakable internal conviction. It's not about what others think of your power. It's about what you know about your own integrity. You aren't striving for an external image. You are cultivating an internal sanctuary of discipline and calm. This quiet self-approval, this deep understanding of your own values, is the bedrock of lasting influence. It's the silent strength that others feel, even if they can't quite name it. To build this internal fortress, try this. First, each morning, identify one core value you want to embody today. Maybe integrity, patience, or courage. What truly matters to you in this moment? Second, choose one specific action, however small, that directly reflects that value. Regardless of who sees it or applauds it, this is for you, by you. Third, perform that action with complete presence, noticing the feeling of alignment within you. Feel that quiet strength, that inner peace. Fourth, at the end of your day, reflect on how embodying that value felt, not on any external outcome. This is your silent victory, your daily reinforcement. Think of Alex, an aspiring entrepreneur in Silicon Valley. He used to obsess over pitching investors, seeking their approval, feeling crushed by every no. He shifted his focus. Now, he dedicates an hour each day to building his product with meticulous care, driven by his value of excellence, not by the hope of a future funding round. He's noticed his pitches have become more confident, his vision clearer, his presence more grounded. He's no longer seeking validation, he's radiating it. His quiet commitment speaks louder than any presentation, attracting the right partners. What's one value you can live out silently tomorrow? Jot it down now, because when you stop chasing approval, you free up immense energy to build something far more enduring, your own unwavering presence, a force that needs no external permission to exist. And yet, even with this profound internal shift, another common error persists. The belief that to be valuable you must be constantly available, always reacting, always on. We wear busyness as a badge of honor, letting the ping of every notification, the buzz of every text, the urgent request that pulls us away from what truly matters, dictate our day. We mistake constant activity for actual impact, reacting to every incoming wave instead of steering our own ship. Do you find yourself constantly interrupted, feeling scattered, believing that every message demands an immediate response? The busiest person often achieves the least that matters. But true impact isn't about the volume of tasks you complete. It's about the depth of focus on the right tasks. It's not about answering every call. It's about choosing your focus deliberately. Your time isn't a commodity to be given away. It's a finite resource to be strategically invested. This isn't about being unreachable. It's about making your priorities impenetrable. Remember, if it's not on your agenda, it doesn't exist. Your power grows not from how many fires you put out, but from how few you allow to start. Here's how to cultivate that laser focus. First, before your day officially begins, identify your big 3 priorities. The 3 tasks that move the needle most for your goals. What are your non-negotiables? Second, block out non-negotiable, uninterrupted time for each of these. Treat these blocks like sacred appointments you absolutely cannot miss, even for yourself. Third, during any transition time or unexpected gap, instead of defaulting to checking your phone or email, use it for a 5-minute strategic review, a quick meditation, or simply deep breathing. Swap snooze for strategy in these small moments. Fourth, at day's end, ask yourself, did I move the needle on my big 3 or just spin my wheels in the noise? Be honest with yourself. This self-assessment builds your silent power. Consider Sarah, a busy real estate agent in Miami, who used to feel overwhelmed by client calls and paperwork, often working late into the night, feeling productive but exhausted. She started scheduling deep work, blocks for her top 3 priorities: lead generation, client follow-ups, and property research. Crucially, she swapped snooze for strategy, using her early morning for a 15-minute planning session instead of hitting snooze. She found herself closing more deals, feeling less stressed, and her clients appreciated her focused, deliberate attention. Her quiet commitment to her schedule transformed her results and her reputation. What's one 15-minute window tomorrow you can turn from snooze to strategy? Plan it now. Because true progress isn't made in the noise, but in the quiet, deliberate moments where intentions are solidified and your direction becomes undeniable. This is where you truly lead your day, not simply react to it. But even with this clarity and internal calm, a subtle trap awaits: the illusion of constant availability. Many believe that to be effective, you must juggle multiple tasks, respond to every ping, and always be on. They mistake frantic activity for actual impact, scattering their energy across a dozen fronts, proud of their speed. They feel productive, yet often end the day exhausted, having moved a lot without truly advancing. This is a common error. Multitasking doesn't mean doing more. It means doing less well. It's not about how many balls you can keep in the air. It's about the precision and focus you give to each one. True productivity isn't about the volume of tasks you touch. It's about the depth of your engagement with the right tasks. This isn't about being busy. It's about being profoundly present where it counts. Your power doesn't come from a frantic pace. It comes from a deliberate, singular focus that cuts through the noise. Here's a simple protocol to cultivate this singular focus. First, before starting any task, decide on the one specific outcome you intend to achieve. What does done truly look like? Second, commit to working on only that task for a set, uninterrupted block of time, say 25 minutes. Third, during this sacred block, eliminate all other distractions. Close unnecessary tabs, silence your phone, and let no other thought intrude. Fourth, when your time is up, take a short, deliberate break, and then either repeat the cycle or move to your next single focus. Think of Alex, a software engineer in San Francisco. He used to have 20 tabs open, constantly switching between coding, emails, and team chats. He felt perpetually behind. After adopting single tasking blocks, dedicating 25 minutes to just one problem, his code quality soared and bugs decreased significantly. He wasn't just working, he was mastering his work. His team noticed his calm, deliberate approach, and his quiet competence became undeniable. What's one task you can give your full, undivided attention to for just 25 minutes tomorrow? Commit to it. Because when you learn to truly focus, you unlock a different kind of influence, one that doesn't need to be explained or justified. Yet, even with this newfound focus, many people still equate success with constant motion. They sprint from task to task, proud of their velocity, but often find themselves exhausted, having run in circles. They confuse activity with accomplishment, believing that if they just keep moving faster, they'll eventually hit their target. This is a subtle yet profound error. Speed without direction doesn't accelerate success. It merely accelerates exhaustion and delays arrival. It's not about how fast you move. It's about the precision of your aim and the intentional design of your journey. This is the crucial turning point. True conquest isn't about winning every skirmish. It's about orchestrating the entire campaign. It's understanding that your priorities aren't just a list of tasks. They are the architectural blueprints for your future. And your time isn't just a clock ticking. It's the raw material you sculpt into your desired reality. When you design your time around your deepest priorities, you don't just work harder, you work smarter, with an invisible force that compels results. Your silent power isn't in your hustle, it's in your deliberate, strategic pause to design. This is where you stop chasing and start attracting. This is where you truly conquer without saying a word, because your intentional structure speaks for itself. But how do you move from simply reacting to your schedule to proactively designing it? Most people let their calendar be a passive receptacle for others' demands, filling it with meetings and appointments until there's no room left for what truly matters to them. They don't own their calendar owns them. They hope to find time for their most important work, but time is never found. It must be made. This is a common error, believing that a full calendar equals a productive life. It's not about filling every slot. It's about strategically placing your most vital work first. Your calendar isn't just a record of your commitments. It's a powerful tool for manifesting your priorities. It's not about squeezing things in. It's about designing your day to reflect your highest intentions. Remember, if it's not on the agenda, it doesn't exist. Your influence grows when you demonstrate unwavering commitment to your own design, not when you become a slave to every incoming request. Here's how to proactively design your week and your days. First, at the start of each week, before any new requests come in, block out sacred time for your top 1 to 2 strategic priorities. These are non-negotiable, unmovable blocks dedicated to your most impactful work. Second, schedule buffer time between meetings or tasks. This isn't wasted time. It allows for unexpected delays, vital reflection, or quick mental resets, preventing overwhelm. Third, designate specific, limited times for checking emails and other communications, rather than allowing constant notifications to dictate your attention. Fourth, review your calendar daily, making adjustments only if absolutely necessary, always with your strategic priorities as your compass. Consider Maria, a project manager in Chicago, who felt constantly pulled in different directions, her days a chaotic blur of other people's emergencies. She started color-coding her calendar: green for her strategic work, blue for team meetings, yellow for client communications. She proactively blocked out green time for her most important projects at the beginning of each week. Her team quickly learned to respect these blocks, understanding that her focused work ultimately benefited everyone. She became known for her calm, decisive leadership. Her quiet commitment to her schedule transformed her results and her reputation. What's one block of strategic, uninterrupted time you can claim for yourself on your calendar right now for next week? Make it sacred. Because when you master the art of designing your time, you'll discover that influence isn't about volume, it's about vibration, and your unwavering commitment to your design becomes your most formidable asset, speaking volumes without a single word. Mas, mesmo dominando a arte de desenhar seu tempo, uma dúvida sutil pode surgir. Muitos ainda sentem uma pressão enorme para justificar suas escolhas. para provar seu valor através de um fluxo constante de palavras ou um esforço visível e frenético. Eles acreditam que, se não comunicarem explicitamente seu valor, ele não será reconhecido. Há um medo de que o silêncio seja confundido com inação ou falta de interesse. Esse é um erro comum, pensar que a influência exige articulação constante. Mas a verdadeira influência não está nas palavras que você fala, está na ressonância tranquila de suas ações. Não se trata de explicar seu poder, trata-se de incorporá-lo. Seu design deliberado, seu foco inabalável e sua presença calma são uma linguagem própria, compreendida em um nível mais profundo e profícuo. É aqui que você transcende a mera produtividade e entra em um reino de autoridade silenciosa. Aqui está um protocolo simples para deixar suas ações falarem mais alto. Primeiro, identifique uma situação amanhã onde você normalmente sente a necessidade de se justificar ou de explicar demais. Segundo, antes dessa situação, ensaie mentalmente o que você fará, não o que dirá. Terceiro, no momento, reduza conscientemente sua contribuição verbal pela metade, deixando que suas ações focadas e seu comportamento calmo preencham o espaço. Quarto, observe a resposta. Perceba como sua confiança tranquila muda a dinâmica. Pense em Sarah, uma líder de equipe em Seattle, que costumava dominar as reuniões, sentindo que precisava detalhar cada pormenor e defender cada decisão. Ela começou a se conter, deixando sua equipe apresentar e apenas intervinha com perguntas concisas e esclarecedoras, ou um aceno firme e silencioso. Sua equipe, inicialmente surpresa, logo se tornou mais proativa, mais confiante em suas próprias contribuições. Eles a respeitavam mais, não menos. Sua liderança silenciosa criou espaço para que outros crescessem. Qual é uma conversa amanhã em que você pode escolher a resolução tranquila em vez da sobrecarga verbal? Decida agora, porque as mensagens mais profundas são muitas vezes entregues sem uma única palavra, através da clareza inabalável da sua presença. E, no entanto, mesmo com essa mudança para a ação silenciosa, muitas pessoas, mesmo fazendo as coisas certas, ainda carregam consigo um ruído interno. Seu mundo interior é caótico, cheio de autodúvida, questionamentos constantes ou ansiedade sobre os resultados. Essa dissonância interna vaza, minando o próprio poder silencioso que tentam cultivar. Elas acreditam que a calma externa é suficiente, mas ignoram a tempestade interna. Mas o verdadeiro poder silencioso não é apenas sobre o que você faz, é sobre quem você está sendo enquanto faz. Não se trata de suprimir seu estado interior. Trata-se de cultivar um santuário interno de disciplina e calma. Seu foco inabalável não é apenas uma técnica, é um reflexo de sua paz interior. Esse alinhamento interno é a base da influência genuína, uma vibração que os outros sentem, não apenas observam. Para cultivar esse santuário interno, primeiro, dedique 3 minutos, 2 vezes ao dia, a simplesmente focar na sua respiração, acalmando sua mente. Segundo, antes de qualquer interação ou tarefa significativa, reserve 1 minuto para se visualizar completando-a com calma e confiança. Terceiro, quando um pensamento negativo surgir, reconheça-o sem julgamento, então redirecione suavemente seu foco de volta para sua tarefa atual ou sua respiração. Quarto, no final do dia, reflita sobre os momentos de calma interna que você experimentou, reforçando essa sensação. Considere Laura, uma capitalista de risco em Nova York que sentia uma pressão imensa antes de grandes apresentações, sua mente acelerada. Ela começou a praticar esses micromomentos de calma interna. Antes de entrar em uma sala de reuniões, ela fazia 3 respirações profundas, visualizando uma conversa calma e bem-sucedida. Sua postura externa não mudou drasticamente, mas sua presença sim. Ela se tornou conhecida por sua abordagem ponderada e centrada, irradiando uma confiança silenciosa que atraía confiança e fechava negócios. Qual é o momento amanhã em que você pode escolher a calma interna em vez do caos interior? Decida agora, porque seu poder silencioso não é apenas sobre o que você conquista externamente, é sobre a paz que você cultiva dentro de si. What is one moment tomorrow where you can choose internal calm instead of inner chaos? Decide that now, because your silent power isn't just about what you conquer externally, it's about the peace you cultivate within yourself. You see, this entire journey isn't about becoming a different person. It's about revealing the powerful, influential self that already resides within you. It's about understanding that the true conqueror doesn't need to shout to be heard. Their presence, their unwavering focus, their consistent delivery speaks volumes louder than any declaration. This isn't some mystical secret, nor is it a trick of manipulation. This is the profound challenge that awaits you to commit, starting today, to one single, non-negotiable ritual that sets the tone for your silent conquest. You've walked through the principles of reclaiming your first hour, turning self-criticism into self-appreciation, making your priorities impenetrable, and designing your time with surgical precision. You've learned how to let your actions speak louder than words, and how to cultivate an internal sanctuary of discipline and calm. Each step has been a quiet revolution, transforming reactive living into deliberate influence. You've seen how impact is not about volume, it's about vibration, and how true authority is felt, not fought. Now, let's bring it all together. Here's your 24-hour blueprint to solidify this silent power, starting tonight. Before you go to sleep, decide your one sacred, non-negotiable morning ritual for tomorrow. It could be 5 minutes of quiet reflection, 10 minutes of focused planning, or a simple, deliberate act of making your bed. Whatever it is, make it sacred. Then, when you wake up, before you even touch your phone, immediately execute that chosen ritual. Protect that first hour, for it is the boardroom of your day where you set your agenda, not just for tasks, but for your internal state. After your ritual, identify your big 3 priorities for the day, the 3 tasks that move the needle most, and block out non-negotiable, uninterrupted time for each, treating these blocks like sacred appointments you absolutely cannot miss, even for yourself. Throughout your day, whenever self-doubt or criticism creeps in, consciously shift your internal dialogue, transforming that self-criticism into honest self-appreciation for every small victory. Every moment of focus, every decision made with intention, and finally, before your day ends, and again before sleep, dedicate 3 minutes to simply focusing on your breath, anchoring that internal calm. This isn't a luxury, it's the foundation of your unwavering presence, the silent strength that others feel. This journey, from reactive living to deliberate influence, is a continuous unfolding. You've taken the first critical step by seeking this understanding. The next, and perhaps most vital, is to integrate these principles, not as tasks, but as the very fabric of your being. This is how you cultivate an eager want within yourself to live up to your highest ideals day after day. This is how your actions, your presence, and your unwavering commitment become your most formidable assets, transforming your influence and your life. If this journey has resonated with you, if you feel that quiet shift happening inside, then make a commitment to yourself right now. Show the algorithm, and more importantly, show yourself, that today you choose to own your day, to wield this silent power. Go ahead and like this video to mark that commitment. If you haven't yet, subscribe to Zig Ziglar's Success Principles and tap that bell so you don't miss the next step in this profound path. And in the comments below, type "Own Your Day" to affirm this new direction. This isn't just a comment, It's a declaration of your intent, a signal to yourself and the world that you are ready to be the silent force. Share this video with one person you know needs to hear this, someone who needs to discover their own quiet revolution. This is just the beginning of understanding how your actions, your presence, and your unwavering commitment can become your most formidable assets, transforming your influence and your life. The journey has just begun, and the path to profound, quiet power is clearer than ever. To continue unlocking the deeper layers of this unspoken power, to truly master the elegant art of conquering without a word, there are further insights, specific techniques, and common pitfalls to navigate right here on Zig Ziglar's Success Principles. Your next step, your next level of silent mastery is just a click away.